people always say to me, Mlangeni, why are you still around? I said, what do you mean still around? You see, your friends, your comrades have died. We shall land on when? I said, well, my creator is saying to me, the job for which I was created has not been finished yet. And once I finish that work, you'll also take me away. That's my answer. You see, Dennis is gone now. I'm the next one to go. It won't be very long. I'm convinced.
The last of the Rivonia treason trialists has fallen, marking the end of an era. Isitwalandwe Andrew Mlangeni was prisoner 46764 on Robben Island. It was on the 12th of June 1964 that Mlangeni and his fellow comrades were sentenced to life in prison.
We're not certain that we will see the freedom that we are fighting for. Although we convinced ourselves that now we will come out of prison.
Mlangeni spent 27 years on Robben Island alongside fellow trialists Nelson Mandela, Walter Sisulu, Dennis Goldberg, Ahmed Kathrada, Elias Motsoaledi, Raymond Mhlaba, Govan Mbeki, Lionel Bernstein and James Cantor. The freedom fighter has been remembered for standing up for what's right, even at the risk of facing the full might of the apartheid law during the 1963 and 1964 trial where he faced a charge of sabotage.
I've been told about Andrew during the trial. The prosecution were accusing one of the Rivonia trialists. And during one of the recesses, Andrew was outraged. He said, I did all of that. And he wanted to stand up and say, it wasn't him, it was me. But his lawyers said, no, you can't do that. Leave it. But he was outraged. And that, I think, goes to the character of Andrew. He had an amazing personality. He was a true struggle icon. I mean, when you talk about the servant of the people, Andrew is the epitome of the servant of the people.
Mlangeni, who was the first recruit of Umkhonto weSizwe, has and will be remembered for his revolutionary spirit despite his gentle disposition. He's largely been remembered for his honesty even during the most difficult times within the ANC post-1994.
When we joined the African National Congress, some of us, our intention was to liberate South Africa from oppression, from exploitation of workers, etc., etc. That's our intention. And but when we see things happening today the way they are happening, my heart bleeds. My heart really bleeds. I always feel like crying when I think of some of the things that people are doing. Instead of improving the conditions, the livelihood of our people, people are busy pocketing money into their pockets.
Ntate Mlangeni's forthright nature became crucially important during the ANC veterans' time as chairperson of the ruling party's Integrity Commission.
The setting up of the Integrity Commission was very crucial, very necessary for the African National Congress. It happens at a time when the increase in corruption, not only in the country, but also within the ANC, required pretty close attention. people started talking about setting up the Integrity Commission as early as in Mangaung 2012. And the next meetings, there would be a discussion on how it should function, what authority must it have, etc. Does it recommend? Does it take a decision? And having him in that commission instantly gave it the dignity, the stature, the respect that it deserved, that it needed in order to be able to deal with some of the most difficult cases in the history of our organization. So it's the fact that he was part of this body gave it authority.
He chaired the Integrity Committee until the 2017 conference, when his health and energy started declining a bit. But he served as chair and did his best to ensure that all those who, through their actions, were on the wrong side of what is right, he called them out. Where he wasn't, one to mince his words. So in that regard, he'll be sorely missed here.
Mlangeni was also passionate about education, which was best displayed in 1968 when he became the first inmate to register for a BA degree when Robben Island granted prisoners access. This has been described as another distinguishing marker for his generation.
The generation that he belonged to, for us, is best described as one that was prepared to serve this country without the expectation of reward or recognition, even if it meant that their own lives had to be sacrificed for it. And that generation spurred on the struggle for liberation by their time in Robben Island and also the work prior to that, and helped to also lay the foundations for this democracy. So in many sense, it's a generation whose selflessness is almost very much lacking in society today and followed by very few.
Dr. Mlangeni and his peers made their contribution. Their bravery is well known. They picked up the arms struggle and made sure that they fight for the freedom we enjoy. And he continued in terms of ensuring that we remain a democratic government, clean, above board. And so really the question is, what's our responsibility as of today?
For the Mlangeni family and the rest of the South African nation, his sacrifices will long be remembered for generations to come. For Newsroom Africa on Channel 405, I'm Ziyanda Ngcobo in Johannesburg.